Guys, usually on this channel, I talk about football tactics and pattern, but today I'm analyzing a real life situation. In football, conditions change in an instant, weather is the same. At first, everything was normal. Then slowly, the rhythm of the city shifts. Even though I live in New York, I recently traveled to Baltimore for a 2-week stay to spend time with my family and learn the liquor store trade. I wanted to master the business so that when I return to the New York, I can easily get a job and the transition will be smooth. And I didn't realize this experience would literally turn into a true test of endurance. On January 24th, I was working here at the lounge. As the night progressed, I checked social media and the news channels. The headlines were full of panic, with commentators talking about the storm as if it were a catastrophic event. Under normal operations, the store opens at 6 a.m. and closes at 2 a.m. next morning, with every shift member covering an 8-hour shift. Guys, by 2 a.m., the snow began to bury the city. Despite the terrifying news report, we felt a deep responsibility. We weren't sure if Prakash Dai could make it for the 6 a.m. shift to make sure the store opened on time, and decided to stay overnight. It was a miserable night. We were in a cramped storeroom, sleeping on a thin mattress on the floor with blankets that couldn't stop the cold. The temperature around our place had plummeted to -7 degrees, and to make mattress worse, the main room heaters wasn't working. Guys, we actually had 3 small portable heaters. We put one by the counter for whoever was doing the shift, and the other 2 were in the storage room where we slept. But even with all 3 running, it literally wasn't enough. The chill coming up the floor and wall was relentless. We spent the night talking, trying to stay positive because we were both so drained. We decided then my friend Ganesh would do the morning shift from 6 a.m. At 6 a.m., the alarm went off and the Ganesh woke up and he started the morning shift, and I told him to wake me up at 10 a.m. but he didn't. So I woke up myself. I called Ganesh and told him, I'll take over now and you go sleep. I am fresh now. But Ganesh told me, no, I am fresh now. You go back and sleep more. I went back to the mattress, but I literally couldn't rest. The cold was too intense. My fingers, my feet, my whole body was freezing. I lay there with my eyes shut, but the pain of the cold kept me awake. And finally at 1 p.m., I gave up and started my shift. And that's when Ganesh went back to rest. As the day went on, I'd look at the customer, and some of them are saying that the snow wasn't actually as bad as predicted. It was a strange contrast. The old online was screaming, but the locals were acting like it was nothing. And meanwhile, we were inside literally just trying to survive the -7-degree cold. During that time, the hunger really set in. We called place after place, but nobody responded. The ice had shut everything down. Most restaurant literally suspended their delivery. Finally, at 3 p.m., a DoorDash driver appeared with package of food ordered by Ganesh's wife, Parba. That meal was a miracle. It was a message that our family was standing with us, even when the city was frozen and shut down. Throughout the day, my cousin Arjun and nephew Sujit kept calling me while I was asleep. Even in my sleep, I could hear the concern in their voice about me surviving in the freezing night and whether I managed to get something to eat or not. Later, around 6 or 7 p.m., Prakash Dai also called us, sharing the same concern about our stay and food. Then, we got a call from the Nishish Bhai and the Praveen Bhai. They weren't concerned about the turnover or schedules. They understand how difficult it was and told us to close early and head home, putting our health first. Despite what some were saying, the danger was real. One regular customer came in with a look of total heartbreak. His car had gotten stuck, and he revved the engine so much that it caught fire and literally blew up. It was a total loss, a painful reminder of the storm's power. By 6 p.m., Ganesh woke up, came to me, and made it clear that staying another night wasn't an option. He said, bro, we cannot stay here any longer. We have to get home. While I stayed at the counter, handling the customer and managing the ship, Ganesh went out into the freezing air. He spent that time cleaning the snow of the car and taking out the entire parking area. He worked tirelessly, and we could literally pull the car out and get home safely. Finally, we closed the store at 10 p.m. and began our journey back home. After nearly 34 exhausting hours as we drove, the city felt unusually quiet. Only a handful of vehicles were on the road, far fewer than the usual. Instead, the streets were dominated by snow-clearing trucks moving back and forth, tirelessly working to restore some order after the storm. The journey itself was a struggle. While the main roads and highway had been cleared, most neighborhood streets were still buried under massive piles of snow. We couldn't drive even up to our doorstep or to reach the parking area near our home, so he dropped me off roughly 500 meters before my house. There was no option left but to walk. As we moved forward, the snow reached up to our knees, each step heavier than the last. Finally, at around 11 p.m., I made it home, physically exhausted but grateful to have made it through the night. When I finally reached home, the house was quiet. My family members were already asleep, preparing for their early morning shift the next day. This is the reality of life in America. I took her shower and did laundry. Afterward, I found that my family had thoughtfully prepared a meal and kept it in the fridge for me. Eating that dinner was first moment of true peace. The next day, after enjoying a good meal together with my family, our family members stepped outside to clean around our home and the neighborhood. Shoveling the driveways, sidewalks, and the path made it easier for everyone to move around and get their cars out to the main road. It was a shared effort, a mix of hard work and community spirit. By the afternoon of the 26th, the grind started again. Even on the 26th, I had a night shift, and most of the time I worked nights. I had to trek out to Main Street to meet my Uber, standing at the edge of the road, shivering in the biting wind. I could feel the wake of the day. That is the grind. No excuses, no shortcuts. It put things in perspective. Life doesn't wait, and neither can we. Life, like a football, requires constant adaptation and a relentless work ethic. So guys, at the end, this is what my life here shows. The same long road where the cold winds blows, night of hard work, horse heavy with each stride. I still hold dreams of success in my sight to live up to my hope and set an example right. I keep moving. That's the life. That's the life. Finally guys, stay warm, stay safe, and take care of your health. Thanks for watching.